Being in Jordan was like being at home again in a way. Like I had been there last year and it was so cool to see how Jesus just sort of made a way for me to go back. A really cool moment for me was when we were doing a carnival event for Syrian refugees, and the people that I had previously tutored were there, and that was like really crazy to see them and like reconnect with them and just sort of like grab anyone who could translate for us to be like our translator, and that was a really cool God sighting for me, to be able to see them again and like talk to them. And I think for me, like what God did in my heart was like in being part of a team, He like pulled out a lot of like stuff that I have in there with like control and things. So that was it was a little bit hard, to face those things, but it was really great that like being in that environment, God was able to like pull that out of me. I really feel for the injustice that refugee people face, just because like they don't want to be refugees. A lot of them want to be with their families and they can't because of war or different circumstances. And with like the political climate here, sometimes I just pray and I'm like, God, like they just like if they could just come to America, like they could meet people who know Jesus and it could really change their lives. But like because it's not really happening that way, like God was able to show me like, no, like I'm still God and like I'm still providing for them even as they're trapped in like a different country or like in these circumstances. And also like I'm sending people out who are going and serving them and exposing them to me and like doing my work. So I think now coming back I have a lot more like hope, and like God really did that in my heart. And a really cool moment for me was when we were at Petra. Uh, it's one of the seven wonders of the world, and they have like a lot of like Bedouin people who are like nomadic. They live there for like hundreds of years, and the way that they make their money is by sort of like swindling people, trying to sell goods fast. And it's cool to see in a way how like these 8-year-olds just have like this hustle. They're like, hey, get this $1, I'll give it to you. But also like in a way, like throughout the day I was like, wow, God, like they're children and they have to work already. And so at the end of the day, one of our team members, she had gotten hurt, and so we were just all sitting around her waiting, and like there was a child there that was waiting with her and like just sort of like helping her, taking care of her, making sure the other children didn't try to swindle her too much. It was really cool to see that like children would be there to provide for the needs of us. And also like I got to like build a house with them, and that was really amazing to just be able to like connect with them instead of just walking past and saying like, no, I don't want what you have to sell. And like seeing them be kids for at least like 5 minutes. That was a really cool moment for me. Yeah, I'm really thankful that I got to go to Jordan, and I love the country. I love Muslim people. I love refugees. I'm really thankful that God let me be a part of that and showing me like where His heart is for those people too. Part of our ministry was teaching English classes, and when we had arrived there, we had originally thought like it would be a camp for kids, but then it turned out like it was going to be like a legit classroom with adult students. So it was really cool that we got to teach, because I wasn't expecting that. Like I'm not a teacher, and so to be like, God, I don't know what I'm doing, and just sort of like freaking out every day before class, and then like getting there and just like being like, okay, God, like this is sort of what I want to do, like help me communicate. I think the last day it was really amazing to be able to like see how God was working through me to like teach the students, and they were all engaged, and it was really cool. And like we got to connect with them outside of class. And so one day I think me, Ashley, and Nate, we all went out with some students and a couple interns, and they took us out. They took us for like a ride along of like all around Jordan and Amman, and they were driving fast, almost hitting police cars, because that's how they drive over there. And we actually got to eat camel burger, and that was really cool to like do that, but then also connect with them in that. And like we were like connecting over like Titanic and that song Despacito. They all love it. And like just like being a part of their lives like that was really awesome, and we wouldn't have been able to do that if we weren't like teaching them. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Jed's Eggs. He makes the best eggs, so they're great.